President Trump is also expected to address the crisis in Venezuela tonight. It comes after his administration backed opposition leader Juan Guaidó as the country's interim president. CBS News State Department reporter Christina Ruffini is in our Washington bureau and has the details.
Over the weekend, European nations, including France, the UK, and Spain, joined the United States and most Latin American nations to officially recognize Juan Guaidó as the interim president of Venezuela. Unlike U.S. foreign policy in other places we've seen, like Syria or North Korea, the U.S. action in Venezuela has been methodical and largely in step with the rest of the international community. As the Colombians told me earlier last week, the effort for regime change started with Latin American nations, and the U.S. is joining the party already in progress. Special U.S. Envoy Elliot Abrams said the U.S. is on, quote, Team Venezuela, and the State Department has thrown its full weight behind the interim president, even pledging $20 million in humanitarian aid, which is desperately needed in the country. The aid is being mobilized along the Colombian border, but we haven't yet received a timeline as to when it will start being delivered. And that's because it gets a bit complicated. The U.S. can't use the military to deliver it, as we've seen in some disasters like Haiti or other places, because the optics of army trucks rolling across the border into Venezuela would play right into Nicolas Maduro's assertions that the U.S. is trying to manufacture a coup in Caracas. We also don't have a timeline for how long the U.S. and other nations are willing to wait for Maduro to step down. State Department officials have said all options are on the table, refusing to rule out military intervention, but the hope is that won't become necessary. This weekend, we saw massive anti-Maduro protests across the country, and there wasn't a military crackdown. Maduro pretty much let them happen, and some see this as a promising sign that this transition could potentially happen peacefully. However, if you're judging by the rhetoric coming from Nicolas Maduro himself, it seems unlikely that he's going to go quietly into that good night. The thing to watch, of course, will be the military. Even Maduro loyalists who are still getting paid have family members who are starving. And with inflation at an astounding 8,000%, even a good paycheck isn't going to go very far. So if the Guaidó government can convince loyalists and military leaders that their lives will be better and they will be granted amnesty, there's a chance they might switch teams at some point in the future. But we're not there yet. And the clock is ticking. If this drags out and Guaidó is unable to take control in the coming months, you could get to a point where all this enthusiasm behind him starts to fade, and Venezuelans go looking for another political savior. Or they simply pack up and leave, joining the 3 million other countrymen who are now refugees. Elaine?
All right, Christina Ruffini, thank you.